Before you go into my stream, be aware that I'm literally an autistic goofball that doesn't have limitations. You know, some streams will be completely PG, and then the next stream, you join in and I'm moaning.
Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Vstories. I'm your host, The Good Convo, and today we're delving deep into the world of VTuber lore. In this podcast, we travel across the multiverse to bring you the lore, the stories, and the unfiltered personalities of your favorite VTubers. Today, we are joined by the music artist, VTuber, and CEO of Sleepless, Snow. Welcome, Snow.
Yo, what's up?
We are glad that you are here today. Did you have any trouble with getting through the portal to this pocket dimension? Or, with our last guest, they got through just fine, but they're also crazy. And
I'm gonna be honest, I got here by accident.
What?
I slipped and fell.
Celeste, who is this guy?
Yeah, there was someone ahead of me, but I kind of, you know.
Well, you're already here, so let's just move forward with it. Your name is now
Yay.
Snow. Your name is
Yes.
Snow, all right?
Yes.
You are the CEO of a prominent VTuber company, okay?
Perfect.
And you also make like edgy sad boy music.
Okay.
Let's move forward with this. Okay. I can do this. Celeste, what the fuck? Celeste. How could you just bring in someone random?
It happens.
No, we can't kill them. No killing. It's not in your contract. All right. So, tell us a little about yourself, Snow. Like, where are you from?
Well, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I started making goofy little YouTube videos when I wasn't supposed to be. I shouldn't have had access to a camera. And since 2014, I've been making content for the internet. And I just got into streaming, and I think that's pretty cool.
Nice. I guess you have no idea who we are. I'll explain a little bit about ourselves. So we're a podcast, right? We're a podcast that's going to different universes to interview different VTubers about their lore, their characters, and also like about their creators and the creation process, and just VTubing culture in general. So over there is Celeste, my assistant, and Arcana specialist. They're the ones that use the magic to open up the portals that gets people here and then takes us to other places. And then over there in the back, say hello, Natalie. That is Natalie. And she is our archivist. She's the one that takes care of the different like files that we have. And I am the Good Convo. I am the host as well as the editor and the person who does all the social media stuff. So yeah, we're a small team, and this is our studio in a pocket dimension. Really expensive, but it has really been a fantastic time. We've only released one episode so far, but it's gotten a little bit of traction. Like has 3 views, and with a podcast, YouTube sees that and it's like, wow, that's like 3 full hours of watch time. They must be great. So yeah, it's been fantastic so far. But enough about me and like what I do. Tell me more about actually, well, this is a pretty big question. Are you playing a character? Is this a caricature or are you just you?
Okay, so I'll try to summarize it. It
Okay.
is essentially a exaggerated version of myself. So
Okay.
like dialing everything up to 10 for the entertainment.
So just content creation persona kind of thing.
Yeah. But not like, I'm gonna cap. Like it's just like I'm just myself, but I highlight all aspects of myself
Yeah.
that I wouldn't do normally.
So just really chaotic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's no like lore to you.
Well, I am a there is lore,
Oh,
but in lore, my character is not aware of it. So or
well,
I'm not aware of it.
awesome. Well, so the nature of VTubing is really interesting because as a creation, I am aware of my existence within the universe, and I'm aware that I am just a 3D puppet controlled by a writer. The writer is the one who has the chronic illness, and therefore I get to be the voice and the body of the shitty little psychology and social work student. uh, but what we can do is we can bring forth this persona and I could begin interviewing them about their lore, or you could just tell me about their lore. Which sounds best to you?
Yeah, I'd rather tell about the lore.
Awesome. You know, role playing isn't for everyone. For me, I love role playing. That is what I do, and I can. It's all making shit up on the spot for me. I love it. However, that's not everyone's cup of tea. So tell me, I see you've got sort of this like little goth, like cat girl slash boy, cat person vibe going on here, and I'm wondering what's with that.
Okay,
Is that how you look in real life?
okay. Well, I like this is actually very similar to how I look in real life, apart from the cat ears.
Okay.
Um, but the cat ears, there was jokes of there was like a lot of like there was a joke that I'm a furry.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to embrace it.
All right. All
So
right.
it's like it's for the goofs, but I kind of like it. It's kind of stuck.
The ear physics are very nice on your model. They move very nicely with because you're a PNG tuber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. With these 3D Vroid things, there's like no physics. So, well, I mean, with mine, because
Yeah.
short hair. Um. So yeah, I noticed that. That was one of the first things I noticed. But very cool. Very cool. Moving on to like what your character is like. So does their character also live in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay, so it's a mirror of your world, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a multiversal storyline I got going on. I know it's really,
Ooh.
but I am gender fluid in real life, so that's kind of playing
Mhm.
like in that's kind of on par with the story. Like there's two versions of myself, and then the streamer or the PNG tuber is like the one of the female variants.
Okay.
That way, I'm able to be myself, but also still write in that lore that needs to be there.
Hmm. So tell me a little bit more about that. You said that you're gender fluid and this is one of your variants. Is
hmm
this a multiversal thing? Like there are different variants of you in different multiverses, or are there variants of you within the same universe?
They are colliding. They're
Oh.
yeah, like that's kind of where the like I write I when I do albums for music, I write lore into the like that's kind of how I tell the story. And
Oh.
I'm getting comics done for it. That way you don't have to listen to the music. That way like you want to know what's going on in the lore, you can read the comic because
You're
I'm one of
getting
them.
comics done.
Yes.
That is so cool. Oh man. So are you we're gonna jump the ship and go straight to the comics. Are you getting are you getting it commissioned? Are you doing it yourself? Are you like doing a collaborative with people?
Uh, starting off commission, but we are talks of collaborative like releases.
Whew, that cannot be cheap.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh my. Um, I do 3D design, and I've been
hmm
thinking about making comics with 3D models, but it just doesn't translate nearly as well
Yeah.
as getting it drawn by someone who knows what they're doing. That is so exciting. So, what else can you tell me about your character? Like, is it are they just like a normal person, or is like the entire multiverse colliding in a way that's like ruining the entire world and like breaking it apart and shit? Like what am I thinking of? Like in the Marvel comics when the when all the multiverses started smashing together.
Yeah. So as of now, the variants aren't aware of each other's existence, but they're like
Oh.
there is going to be like little hints and they're going to pick up on it. And
Hmm.
then there's going to be an all-out clash where, everything starts colliding.
Okay.
So it's building up to that point. Right now, she's just vibing.
She just vibing. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
just vibing, having fun.
What does she like doing?
Uh, she likes cooking.
Oh, hell yeah. Like what?
Yeah, Italian cuisine.
Mmm. Nice. I really like Italian food. Well, because it's mostly carbs,
Yep.
tomato bases, and meats, really well spiced meats, and that is definitely what my flavor palette is. What is like the goal for this lore, this writing? Like, what is the purpose of writing it like this?
So it also my lore is part of Sleepless's overall lore. We're going to
Hmm.
have a lore for the brand.
Oh, kind of like
Yeah,
Hololive.
yeah. How we once we get all the VTubers in and stuff, we want to like it's obviously gonna be optional, but we would like to have them included in the lore
Hmm.
and make and involve them in comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. You've mentioned I've mentioned Sleepless and you've mentioned Sleepless before. Also, by the way, for a random person, you know a shit ton about this stuff. Like, are you sure?
Hey, I could be one of those variants.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I was about to say, like, you know a shit ton about what Snow has been up to. A disturbing amount if you are in fact a random person. But yeah, you will say you're one of the variants. Um, like a COVID. um,
Not every version of myself is good.
oh, are you?
No comment.
That's the right answer. Good is a societal construct. The idea of morality. Once you
Perspective.
once you take off the shackles of morality, life becomes certainly more interesting, much more chaotic, and problematic for living in society.
Yeah.
Tell me about Sleepless.
Sleep. Oh. So it started off as just like a small group. They were well, though I wasn't the owner forever. There was someone
Mm.
before me, and I got it
Mm.
put on me. Um, it used to be called Scarecrow Gang, and it was like I was like, nah, I don't like that. And then it was
Mm.
just a small group of musicians, like just a couple musicians that liked making music together.
Okay.
And me in the past, when I was like, okay, you know, I'm getting old. I'm not old. I'm getting old where there's like a point where it's like I can't just,
Oh my.
I can't just be like, oh, I'm doing this for fun. Like if it's my passion and I care about it,
Okay.
let's make something out of it.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to be like super corporate with it, but I
Okay.
do want to get all the business stuff that needs to be done to where we can actually make something out of it, and not only be able to financially support our own passions, but support our members' passions as well. But
Hmm.
celebrating authentic creativity.
Tell me about um authentic creativity. Tell me about that. What do you mean?
So, oh boy, I noticed a lot of I dabbled in a lot of creation over the years, and
Mm-hmm.
there are some people that just aren't like it's obvious they're just in it for like you know, monetary gain
Okay.
or the publicity aspect of it. And I don't see a lot of like genuine creativity anymore.
Hmm.
And I kind of want to highlight that because there's this big stigma on VTubers, and I want to break that stigma.
You know, the last guest we had on here, Justin Moth, was talking about breaking that stigma. It would be nice to hear from you exactly what this stigma is you're talking about.
So, okay, I'm just gonna be straight up. You go online, there's always some drama. There's always he said, she said. There's always,
Hmm.
accusations. There's always, oh, this person turned out to be incredibly racist. And outsiders that, they don't really engage in the VTuber sphere, they'll see that and they think all VTubers are like that. All virtual creators are like that.
Hmm.
And I kind of want to break that mold. Like, I don't want to be just another stereotypical VTuber agency.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I can certainly commend you for that desire. Uh, I will share though, the same thing I shared with Moth is that the that idea of like VTubers always getting into drama. Unfortunately, that's often just a byproduct of being on the internet, as uh, a lot of industries have that exact same problem. Like if you look at gaming YouTubers, if you look at just YouTubers in general, if you look at news hosts, right? If you just action stars, right? Like if you remember
Yeah.
the whole Justin Roiland thing.
And that's kind of what I mean. When you look at Justin Roiland, you're
Mhm.
like, okay, look at what happened. You're not going to think every single voice actor or every single person in charge is like that.
Mm.
When
Mm.
people think of VTubers, they generalize it.
Okay.
And I want to kind of break that mold, or at least attempt to, because I've met a lot of good people. I've met a lot of nice people, and they don't really deserve that label, and it is a huge feat, and I may not be able to do it, but I'm going to
Hmm.
give it my best try.
Awesome. Do you have any current strategies or plans that you're looking to implement to get that done? Or is this still in the lofty goals section?
A lot of it is, still in the planning stages, but I want to like heavily like lean on personality and reputation.
Okay.
So who we bring into Sleepless, I kind of like watch them for a little bit,
All right.
and if I think they're perfect, then I send them a message and talk to them a little bit.
Hmm. Do
But
you have
I really want to. I don't want to be fully dependent on our creators, but I want the people in Sleepless to fit that narrative of, you know they're not really part of that stereotype. And I want to be able to use that to push and break that stigma that is there, because there is
hmm.
like there just being in the creative field in general, there's going to be a lot of drama and stuff thrown around.
Yeah.
But like I said, when people think of VTuber, they think of all of that, and I don't want that.
Nice, nice. Well, now we're getting into the business side of things, which is great. This is really great insider information if someone was looking to know more about the company that you're starting up, to understand where you, the CEO, stand on a lot of these ideologies and issues. um, but moving, like taking a little bit of a detour from the Sleepless, because I'm sure that we could have ideological conversations on this forever, which is good.
Yeah,
It's good to be able to express yourself in that way, but I'm sure we've got other things that we can talk about.
of
So
course, of course.
um let's talk about your fans, right?
Hmm.
um as a VTuber, lots of VTubers have like a relatively devoted fan base. How do you interact with your fans?
So I keep friendly. I'm real and friendly with them, but I don't feed to parasocial relationships.
Okay.
Like if someone's getting too close, I'm like, okay, chill out. Like
Hmm.
I'll just be straight up. Because there's a few cases where someone has come in my chat and they talk like we've been buddies forever, and it's
Oh.
cool to like me, and I'm going to like be nice to you and be friendly with you. But as long as I'm aware, it is still I am a creator and you are one of my supporters. As narcissistic as that sounds, there's a relationship kind of hold there, where it's like, this doesn't need to go any further than it is. Like there's no need for it, and it would just like there's been some really creepy people in the past, and when I let
Hmm.
that get out of control,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you mentioned narcissism, right? And I want
Mhm.
to dissuade you from using that language, as what you're describing is not something that is narcissistic. It is something that is putting down a boundary, right?
Yeah,
Um, a parasocial relationship is still a relationship. And just like in other relationships, it is pivotal to uh, lay down boundaries and expectations. I think it is very healthy and wise to not let people uh, believe that they are closer to you than they actually are.
yeah,
And I think what would be narcissistic is if you did play into that, if you did play into that and let them praise as much as you want and let them do as much as they want for you, as you see a lot of creators, specifically in the NSFW scene,
yeah,
actively played to, as that is actively predatory. So I think putting down those boundaries is really, really important for having a healthy relationship with your fans. Luckily, I don't have any fans yet, so I'm just sort of like, heh heh heh. I had YouTube fans when I had my, like, I have another YouTube channel, but I that was primarily in person stuff, and it was a lot of reaction content, and I've started to feel bad about doing reaction content just because
yeah,
it's like, is it my content? Is it really my content? At what point am I just stealing? And so, um, I've had a good relationship with those fans because it's just shitty memes and there's no relationship. It's just them spitting more shit into my chat.
yeah.
So I also so I don't stream either because I don't like interacting with chat at all. Like when I'm live, I want to focus on the content creation and not
Yeah.
the fan interactions. I'll do it later on my own time, but when it's like right then and there, um, I don't want to see it. How do you like interact with fans during chat? You mentioned it, like you make sure to dissuade them from having a parasocial relationship, but how do you go about interacting with the rest of your fans?
So if it's a new viewer, I treat them as if it was a stranger. I, treat people how you want to be treated. I won't like just be mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a returning viewer, like I've seen them in my chat a lot, that's one thing. Like I'll be like, oh, welcome back, but there's still that boundary. But if it's someone I know, which to be honest, a lot of the people that do like support me are people I know.
Yeah.
So it's like, um, I talk to them as if they're my friend.
Yeah.
But for people that I do not know, there's always that boundary, but I will be nice and treat them with respect.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I can appreciate that. So like if Moth comes on, you'll totally talk shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I can respect that. I can relate to it. When I don't stream with Moth, but I play games with Moth while they stream. When I stream with them, I'll talk shit. I'll talk shit if I hear that, like, say Puffer. Uh, oh, Puffer might be coming on, by the way. Very cool. Um,
Ooh.
Puffer is on there, and I'll just start talking shit just because gotta bully the people you love. um, Going a little further, we talked about like the fans and the community. Let's talk like more about the VTuber community itself. We've both said that we don't know much,
Oh boy.
but from what I see, it's kind of a strange place. What do
It's
you
very
think?
strange. It's very strange. Before being a VTuber myself, I interacted with a lot of VTubers.
Oh,
Um, and there were some cases where they turned out to be some of the most evil people I've ever met. And then
oh,
there's other cases where they turn out to be like some of the nicest people ever. And there's
hmm,
also the ones I've ran into that are extremely nice. And then as soon as the camera goes off, they're like, oh boy.
Oh
So it's a
dear.
very mixed bag. VTubing is a very mixed bag. The people that partake in it.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine so with the level of anonymity.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, we talked about the whole debut thing. How do you feel about debut culture? For those of you that don't know, debut culture is sort of like this thing where um, you set a debut stream to really solidify yourself as a character or solidify yourself with your stream and just interact with your chat directly instead of through a game. There's a long history with VShojo and larger companies doing it, and it it sort of trickled down into the indie streamers
Yeah.
as just sort of a traditional thing. What do you
I, I
think?
I get the appeal. I do get the appeal because it's just marketing. It's a marketing tactic
Hmm.
because a lot of people will tune in for debut streams. But me personally, I it doesn't really matter that much to me.
Hmm.
Like I stream like I I won't lie, like the monetary benefit from streaming is nice,
Hmm.
but I'm literally just doing it because I like doing it. And then all the added stuff is benefits. So I don't really look into marketing super heavily. Like I still have basic generic branding.
Hmm.
But I totally get it. I completely get it because if you want to actually pursue it as a career, you kind of have to tap in on them strategies a little bit.
You have to tap into the culture, have to go really, really deep. Um, yeah, which is interesting that you've got a you've got a VTuber studio, and yet you're not looking to personally like tap in super heavily. Would you want your potential candidates for your company to be super involved in the VTuber community?
Completely up to them.
Okay.
We do kind of cater towards VTubers a little bit as of now, but it's more of like our creators are always going to have 100% creative control and freedom of whatever they do.
Oh, risky.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I won't bring them aboard unless I believe that they'll, stick true to it. Um,
Mm.
so if someone is part of us for a couple weeks and I really like them as a creator and they're like, I don't want to VTube anymore. I want to stream with a webcam and I want to make some other content because I'll be happier doing that. I won't be like, oh, you're not a VTuber anymore, leave. Like I won't be like that. Okay, like, all right, bet
Oh,
we'll still
okay.
support you the same way we were doing.
Okay. All right. That's certainly interesting. An interesting distinction between you and other VTubing organizations, as the whole thing is like based off of the anonymity in the VTube. Like, imagine we would probably never hear about that from VShojo, which would just be like um, graduation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
And I get that if someone wants to go that route when they that's fine. But Sleepless is more of it's more of a middle ground.
okay.
You're able to do what you want and flex your creative knowledge, but you're also given the resources to do so.
Hmm.
That's like a big thing because I notice a lot of people they really want to do it, they want to try it out, but they don't understand or have the resources, and they really want to do it. They just don't know that like the timeline like starting to where you want to be and then that middle stuff. A lot of people don't have access to that and don't know how to get started.
Hmm.
And that's what I want Sleepless to be. I want it to be that support group.
That's awesome. What would you like give like this is certainly we bounced all the way back to Sleepless, but I
It's
understand.
cool. It's cool.
I understand that you're very passionate about it, which makes
Yeah.
sense. What benefits would you be giving the people that you're working under?
So we do have on the musician side, we are decently sized.
Okay.
So we have like that foundation there, and the VTubing stuff is still generally new. But from the start, we kind of just want enough people that are on board and down to hang out for us to kind of, this is gonna sound weird, for us to kind of experiment on, so we can see
Oh,
what
okay,
we
yeah.
would need, like what actions we would need to do to be able to build up on that.
Okay, so you're still looking for a foundational team.
Yes.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Because
So,
like if I had all the funds right now, I'd be like I'll supply them all with models, I'll supply them all with like debut, like all that type of stuff. But the
mm-hmm,
thing is, in that branch, like for VTubing, we don't have them funds right now, and we want to find a way where we can gather that and
mm-hmm.
be able to provide for them, like we do the musicians.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit more about the musicians, right?
Hmm.
You say that there's a lot of them. Is that where the primary, um, shall we say, the primary source of net
Yeah.
income comes in?
Yeah, like I said, it started off as just a little music group, a collective of musicians. So
Mm-hmm.
like we already have a lot of knowledge and understanding of that, and then me being a musician myself,
Yeah.
and so that's where most of our growth comes from, like the gamer sub partner and the all that stuff. It came from musicians.
Very cool. Very cool. Are you looking to do like combine the VTubing and the music?
Yeah, because I think it would really benefit because, VTubers would be able to like have music that they can use on stream,
Yeah,
and that VTuber using that music on stream can promote the musician.
I would agree. Yeah.
So like it bounces off of each other. I think it like collaborates very well.
Yeah. And like for this the podcast that's going on right now, I actually made the beats that are going to be played in the background. And when you have people making that stuff for you and you have the copyright license, then
Yeah.
it just builds into itself instead of
Yeah.
outsourcing it. So that's really great. Not only that, but the music is really important for the VTuber community from what I've seen because you can make animated music videos,
Mhm.
especially when you combine the visual and the audio aspect. So there's so many, um, like if you get singers that are also VTubers, then you can
Mhm.
combine that. So um, that potentially sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think streamers in general, but VTubers I think a little bit more, and musicians like collaborating is just like a lot of good stuff can come from that.
Mm-hmm. Um, Going on to like say the community, what are some of the negatives of being a VTuber, and what are some of the challenges that you're facing right now?
Oh boy. Well, a lot of people don't like understand. Like I completely get like I said, I understand the stigma, but
Mm-hmm.
trying to like explain to people like what I do and
Mm.
how I make my pocket change. It is like I've been judged a lot. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
really?
it's just something I do. Like you don't gotta look that deep into it. I've been called like very bad names because like, they see that I'm streaming with like a anime model, and then insults come from that,
Mm-hmm.
when really I'm just a dude like experimenting creatively.
Okay. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that sounds like you're, if I'm understanding correctly, and I'm gonna reflect this back to you, you make sure that you let me know
Yeah.
if I am getting it right. It sounds like you are facing some social repercussions
Yeah.
for the lack of anonymity that you have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's another reason why I'm thinking of doing just VTubing is, going into the political scene as a social worker. It'll be a little hard if I do become famous for um, my clients to be like, "Oh yeah, my social worker is also this YouTuber," you know.
Yeah.
So the anonymity, especially when, I mean, you are gender fluid, and
Hmm.
you are expressing yourself in this way, the anonymity is really helpful Oh man. It also sounds like uh, people that know what you're doing
Yeah.
are also not the most supportive of the idea of you in general.
Yeah, even VTubers themselves, if I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't really follow the like guidelines in quotations.
Huh?
Because I've shown my face a lot. I don't have a problem with showing my face. I show my face on my YouTube channel. I posted selfies on Twitter before, and people have other VTubers been like, "You're supposed to like stay in character. You're supposed to like
Hmm.
they like basically telling me how to be a VTuber." And I'm like, I'm not. I'm doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I've
So
been criticized by a lot of other creators because of how I am creating.
tell me a bit more about that. Is it just the face or
I've been told that because I go live. When I go live, I'm just like I said, I'm being myself. I'm doing what I want to do and having fun with it. Um, and how I act on stream sometimes, people have came to me and be like, if you like VTubers aren't supposed to act like that, or you're not supposed to act like that. You're supposed to stay in character. Like you're too lewd. And I'm like, I made one joke.
wait, wait, wait,
Um,
wait, wait, wait. So are people saying that you're not staying in character enough?
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And I had this thing. It was like a joke. It was literally just a joke. It was like one follow, one moan. And every time someone followed, I'd moan,
Oh
and it was
hell
a joke.
yeah.
It was a joke, and like it was literally just like me being goofy, and people were like criticizing me for that, and I'm like,
Hmm. I
why?
gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I mean, personally, I I play into the idea of like a simp, right? Like I'm a simp in real life.
Yeah,
I all of the people that know me in person call me in in a non-derogatory way. Well, sometimes derogatory in the fun way. They call me a slut. My friends call me slut, and that is used incorrectly. That is a very powerful and not good word. However, having a good support group that uses that word because I am very promiscuous. I am polyamorous, and I am, uh, we'll just say I get around. But
you
the
dabble.
I dabble. I do a lot of lewd, naughty things in my actual life, so that's going to transfer if I'm going to be transparent
Yeah,
in this character, right? Now, I could 100% play a character, but I did that for such a long time in my other YouTube channel, and quite frankly, it got tiring.
yeah,
Like, being. I used to be a character that talked like this all the time. And so I used to talk like this for hours and hours at a time. And I tell you what, even though I'm a professional voice actor, it sucks. Being like this in front of camera is kind of fun for like 15 minutes, but if you do this for 4 fucking months, it gets sickening!
it gets tedious, and all the fun is just sucked out of it.
Essentially, yeah. And also, my normal voice is deep and soothing.
I uh, I intentionally
Hmm.
like try to make my voice higher pitched
Oh.
because I get called like I slip up and talk normally sometimes, and I get called moist critical. I
Oh,
get called
do you talk normally
I,
like down here?
I get called Walmart moist critical,
Ah.
and also with the gender stuff. Like I've had people tell me
uh,
they can like pick up on how I'm feeling that day depending on my tone of voice.
hmm.
So that's
Well,
kind of cool. I never realized that, but that's kind of cool. It's like a superpower.
changing your voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do the mommy and the daddy if I need to.
Nice, nice. We have in that server called VTubers, there are um there are a lot of mommy and daddy individuals that have both voices. That brings us back to the idea of being too lewd. It's all about consent of the audience and
Yeah,
consent of the viewers, as you know, it is being lewd on camera is a sexual act in a sense. It's not like it's not necessarily that, but there are elements that do require consent. So like um it does take a little bit of preempt and warning to be like, hey, by the way, I am this type of content creator, you know. Um Me personally as a 3D hentai artist, I'm like, yeah, like I just am so desensitized to everything that it takes a lot for me to actually be like, oh, that was a little much. But now, say if it's in a situation where there is someone who, say, I know they are uncomfortable or have explained to me, like, hey, this hypersexuality or this expression of sexuality makes me uncomfortable, then
yeah.
I don't do it. Then you don't do it because there's no longer consent.
That's if there is any type of branding that I like lean towards, it is definitely like the before you go into my stream, be aware that I'm literally an autistic goofball that doesn't have limitations. Like
Mm-hmm.
be ready for like, some streams will be completely PG and then the next stream you join in and I'm moaning. So be ready for
Mm.
that. So
Yeah, I noticed on your Twitter that you, let's see, going back to it, I noticed on your Twitter that it doesn't. Oh no, wait, I don't want to pull up Twitter. I'm sorry, X. I don't want to pull up X because it takes all of my CPU. So, does it say 18 plus on your Twitter?
nope. Because
Oh.
because my Twitter isn't I'm not like I'm not super explicit on Twitter.
Hmm.
I say a few swears every now and then, but at least on Twitter, people are like I post for whoever wants to follow
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Because on YouTube, I still make content for everyone.
Oh. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'll be sure to link your YouTube in there as well.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
we're coming up towards the near end of our time here, as we talked mostly just about
Well,
the
if there's any like uh fast like weapons or weapons questions you want
weapon
to fire at me, questions you want to fire
rapid.
at me
You mean
rapid, I got you.
you were thinking like in your head? I saw the thought process. Rapid fire questions.
Yeah,
You were thinking,
rapid fire questions. You want to shoot them at me? I can do that.
gotcha. Well, I couldn't since I didn't get the fan interaction thing out in time. I don't have any fan questions, but I do have some fan art that I want to show you real quick.
All right.
Uh, and so the way this works is I'm gonna send it in the chat, and
Okay.
you're gonna be able to see it. So first we have this one, which is a fan art that I found on Twitter. I personally find it to be quite accurate to uh, the other photos that I found, including this one
That's literally me. That's
and this one.
no, not that one. No. Okay. Okay. No. There was a
You
whole
cannot
bit.
escape your
There,
past. You
there
can't
was a
escape.
there was a whole bit where I'd put good meowing Twitter, and it would just be me with a cat filter.
Damn.
But no, that's just three. That's just three pictures of me.
Yeah, I can tell. No, these are these are your alters. These are the different variants from different
These are the
universes.
authors. No, they're preaching too soon.
They're preaching too soon. It's the
This was supposed to happen.
cataclysm. It's the cataclysm, the world, the merging of the spheres. Christine Chandler was right. Oh, but no, like one of your variants really doesn't like Shrek, from what I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If it means anything, hey, I think Shrek is cool. I don't know about that guy, but I think
Yeah.
Shrek is pretty cool.
I mean, I almost put a picture of Markiplier here as well, but I'm like,
No.
nah, I won't do that. Don't want to sully Markiplier's name after he didn't get into the FNAF movie.
That's I still think Markiplier is going to be referenced or cameoed in the FNAF movie. I got a bet.
He personally said he wasn't going to be in there.
I know, but me and my friend have a bet going on $50.
Do you not trust the voice of the Markiplier?
Okay, so the bet is if Markiplier is not in, referenced, or cameoed in any way, I owe them $50.
Oh, you've already lost because
No, I still stand on it. I still stand on it.
No, Markiplier hates lying to the audience like that.
Oh, well, we'll see. He said he's not in it, but he never said like he wasn't gonna be referenced. Like,
you know what?
Not.
You know what? Since you don't have a lot of fan art, I will make you fan art. All right. We're gonna make a deal right here, right on the podcast. If Markiplier is not in there, then you have to mix one of my songs.
Okay, you have to be like descriptive, like him physically, like him acting in it.
References. Like, I don't think they're gonna do any references with him.
Okay, I can do that.
And if he is, then I will make you art.
Bet.
Okay. It's on camera. You all heard it, Celeste. You heard it. The archivist.
I consent on camera. On camera, I consent.
Oh man, let's go. I'm about to get one of my metal songs mixed. Gotta hit it with that. You know, I got a death metal scream in every single podcast. Gotta just.
Can I do a death metal scream?
Hell yeah!
All right, I got you.
It cut out.
Oh my! Hold on. Did you hear it?
Nope.
Oh, again.
Are you going?
I'm not screaming.
Oh my god.
I just wasn't screaming.
Oh my god. You had me here being like, all right, let's go.
I do a little trolling.
Just around, Jags.
I do a little trolling.
We do a little bit of trolling here. Well, that is the end of our time here. With that, we conclude this episode of Vstories. A big thanks to Snow for sharing their character and their world with us and stuff about their company. We would also like to thank the listeners for joining us for this part of our journey. Until next time, be safe. Don't travel the
real quick?
What?
Stream my EP.
Oh yeah. They make music. Also, be prepared for the last song in their album. It's a doozy. I love it, but it's a doozy. Until next time, be safe. Don't travel the multiverse without a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And most importantly, shut up. You and Moth, you just keep interrupting me. Why? We would also
wait
like
a minute. I have to. I'm joking. Okay. Do your thing.
We would also like to thank our listeners for joining. We would also like to join. Oh my god.
Oh.
We would also like to thank our listeners for joining us for this part of our journey. Until next time, be safe, don't travel the multiverse without a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and most importantly, stay cursed, fam. Bye-bye. You've been listening to the Vstories podcast. Thank you so much for staying around for this long. Like, how did you get through that? Jeez, why do people listen to this? Well, anyway, thank you so much for getting this far, and I'll see you next time.